I'm Mike Reiss in for Scott Zolak with Mike Vrabel. Mike, first, congratulations on AFC East champion.
Well, I appreciate it. What a nice surprise, a nice Christmas gift from you to be able to host the show. I'm excited, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, we saw the great video of the team on the buses coming back to the stadium. You've been part of a lot of AFC East or AFC Division championships as a player, as a coach. How unique was this one, being on the bus, coming back in the garage with the hats and
Yeah,
t-shirts?
it kind of all just worked out, and the timing of it was perfect, and for the players and the staff to be able to follow that game and allow us to kind of celebrate together after a great trip to New York to come back. And I had suggested, I said, should we try to get everybody in the team room? And Stretch is like, I don't know if that's going to happen. He goes, let's just set it up and go in the garage. And we were thankful that there was some equipment staff that could get those things out. And I just wanted to enjoy that with the players and like you said, some of the family and the staff that was there. So it turned out good.
Great job by the equipment staff. We saw them on last week's show.
Yep.
In the video. Mike, I was there at your introductory press conference almost a year ago as we sit there.
You don't miss much, so I'm sure you were.
In the front row with the camera, right? And you laid out goals for the team. The first one was win the AFC East, host home playoff games, compete for championships. In your first year here, what does it mean to accomplish the first one?
Just that we got the right people in the building at the right time. And it always comes down to the players. And we wanted to put a great program around them with the coaching staff and the support staff and everything else that touches the players. We try to do that. And then, they did a great job. And again, we have a lot of work to do and things that we need to focus on as we wrap up this regular season. But I appreciate their efforts. I say that all the time. I'm proud to coach them, and I'm proud to, and I enjoy watching them play.
And one of the special parts about this season, 8-0 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say about this team?
Just that they took it one game at a time, and every trip was different. Every trip had a little something different to it, and the way that the games unfolded, the atmosphere, the climate, and everything else. And so, going to Florida a couple times and back to Tennessee and, going and playing in the Dome and, being able to handle the road environment and all those things and the travel and, touched on a little bit of all it takes to everybody to transport this place to somewhere else and set up in a hotel. And so, again, those efforts by everybody, that doesn't go unnoticed. And, that whatever was presented to the team and whatever the game dictated, they were ready for it.
And people might not understand how rare this is. In the Super Bowl era, just one first-year head coach had his team undefeated on the road. It was George Seifert with the 49ers.
There you go.
The final game at home against the Dolphins. What do you see?
The most important one.
Yeah, and what are you seeing from them?
Well, they're 5-2 in their last 7 games. Yeah. They've caused and they forced, I believe, 13 turnovers in those 7 games. And in the 5 wins, they've also caused 13 turnovers. So they're turning the ball over, and so when they weren't able to do that, they didn't come out on top. So obviously our ability to take care of the football and make great decisions with it, whether we're throwing it or whether we hand it off to somebody, that's going to be paramount. The explosive run game that obviously everybody is aware of, the ability to hand the ball off in a lot of unique ways, give them credit for a very good scheme and also an elite runner. And so that's going to be difficult, and that's going to be a huge challenge every time you play them is trying to limit the X plays and the team speed that they have.
Still an opportunity for the team to improve the playoff seeding. In a game like this, how much do you have someone on staff just sort of keeping an eye on other things and how you maybe manage the game?
Yeah, I just think that we have to, where we're at right now, we have to play to win these games, and we have to, obviously be smart if the situation dictates itself, but I would have no idea right now to do anything other than play everybody that's healthy and that to get them ready for the playoffs, but to try to win another game here at home.
And in the perfect world, with Milton coming back, Will Campbell going to start practicing off of IR, how much would you like to get him some snaps before getting into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, I think that like I said, if they're healthy enough to be active, then they're healthy enough to play, and they need to play. And that's, both of those guys, that's a long It's a long time. Four games or 5 or 6 weeks. That's quite an extended period of absence. So we'll have to make sure that they're ready to go and that they play. If they're healthy enough to be active, they're healthy enough to play.
So that's enough questions from me, but let's go to the Sports Illustrated Tickets question of the week, and it's from Cameron. And Cameron is curious as, what is your head coaching philosophy on when is the right time to pull players from games, knowing you only have 47, 48 players at a game?
Yep, and like Mike mentioned, 48 players are active on game day. We get a 49th one if you have a third quarterback on the roster. But then keep in mind that 2 of the 48 are a quarterback and his backup. That takes you to 46. You have a punter, a kicker, and a long snapper. That takes you to 43. So the numbers start to dwindle. And just, I think it's just a case-by-case basis. In last week's game, we wanted to get Drake a series in the third quarter whenever that happened. And then we went down and we were able to score. And felt like that was the right time to start making some of those substitutions and getting guys opportunities to play.
All right. If you'd like to ask the coach a question, patriots.com/askthecoach.